Good morning. How are we doing? Struggle with lunches and end up picking in the afternoon. Is that something that you struggle with? That's what I'm going to be talking about today. Giving you a few little pointers. And if you're around at the end, drop a meal plan in the comments, just the words meal plan. And I'll send over a little meal plan for you, just with some lunch ideas. I'm not saying stick to it at all. Everyone's always after ideas. Anyway, so going into this, working from home has definitely changed a lot of people's eating habits. And once upon a time, you might have gone and packed your lunch, right? Morning, Stephanie, how are we doing? Give me a hello if you're coming in. If you're on replay, drop a replay. Once upon a time, you might have come in to work with a lunchbox all laid out, and you know what's in there is your food. Morning, Joss. What's in there is what you have. That's just it. Now, you might have gone to a staff canteen, had a jacket potato, baked beans, cheese, tuna jacket, or if you're lucky, steak tartare and whatever. Anyway, but you would have had a substantial meal, right? That's a key point already. Whereas now it's like, well, am I that hungry? I've got a meeting booked in now for 12:30. I'll just have a little bit, and we pick. Then we're still hungry an hour later, then we pick again. Then we pick again. Then we have a little bit more, and all of a sudden, we don't feel like we've eaten that much. But actually, in the end, we've probably eaten double, triple the calories of a lunch, like a jacket potato with tuna, sweet corn, whatever. Which is often perceived as quite, oh, that's too much for lunch. Or I want to avoid potatoes. And we're happy to avoid the potato because it might be quote unquote fattening in some people's beliefs. But then to eat a couple of apples, have a banana, maybe have a smoothie, have a yogurt, have a fibre 1 bar, a snack bar, a few boiled sweets, and what have you. And all of a sudden, that's added up to more calories, more food intake than the meal, and actually less nutritious. We forget that, say, a jacket potato, and this isn't a team jacket potato, I'm not sponsored by jacket potatoes as much as they hassle me. I'm just getting to the root of the problem, pun intended. But my point with jacket potatoes, they actually have potassium, they have vitamin C, they have lots of other minerals. They're quite filling. I'm not saying definitely have one, but my point is eating a substantial meal. And we had this chat yesterday in our Fit for Life group. One of the ladies posted about lunches and this, and some people came up with such great ideas but I will go over them in a second. But what the key point was that she said, I just don't make time for the lunch, I end up picking. And maybe there's also that belief that we shouldn't have a bigger meal at lunchtime, when actually if you have a bigger meal at lunchtime, I don't mean big, I just mean like a substantial meal, like just a meal, you might end up not snacking in the afternoon so much. You might then plan your snacks for the afternoon. This may actually make you feel more in control, and this is about feeling more in control. Food freedom, you could put it as. Then you're more in that time, that 4 o'clock time, you're a bit more in control. Then even later in the day, that can impact how hungry you are in the evenings as well. You might then not be so ravenous after dinner, for argument's sake, because we're overcompensating for earlier in the day when we were busy, we had adrenaline going, so we weren't that hungry then. All of a sudden later on, we've relaxed and we're like, oh, I'm really hungry now. And it does happen to me. I do notice it sometimes. And Tuesday is actually a culprit day for me, actually, because it's a bit of a busier day than other days. So I'm aware of it. And I think the more you go through these cycles of going, why was I hungry today? Okay, did I have a substantial lunch? Can I have that? What happens if I have a bit of a bigger lunch today? Do I feel more full up then? Do I then snack less? Am I more in control? Few ideas. Morning, Debbie. A few ideas from yesterday. Simple stir fries, wraps, cutting up pre-fruit veg. Yeah, wraps are a great one. Quick, like tortilla pizzas. They're really good. Leftovers from the night before. You can't really beat that. Just in terms of quickness. One of the ones that's worked really well for some of the ladies is actually having a few ready meals. I'm not saying have this every day. And I wish I could say they were full of rubbish, but some of them are just absolutely fine. They're portioned. You don't waste food. having a few ready meals just in the freezer, just so that if you are having a really busy day, you can get a substantial meal in with some veggies, with some nutrition in. And if that's, always ask, what's the alternative? The alternative is you don't have anything, then later on you're snacking on bars, crisps, whatever. Then you've just got to think, what's the alternative? Anyway, if you want some meal ideas, drop a meal plan in the comments, just the words meal plan, and I'll send you over a meal plan just for some ideas more than anything. I'm not saying it's the right thing for you, but just some recipes, meal ideas that you might find helpful for lunches, and also for kind of having leftovers from the night before if it's an evening meal. So, hope that helps. Any questions, as always, let me know. Enjoy the sun, and I'll see you soon. Take care.